Shinjuku, Tokyo, a district famous for its blinding neon lights, towering skyscrapers, and a nightlife that never sleeps. But in May 2019, one apartment building in this district became the center of a story so bizarre, it blurred the line between anime fiction and terrifying reality. When the police arrived at the scene, they encountered something they had never seen before. A young, attractive girl was sitting on the floor of the lobby. She was drenched in blood, casually smoking a cigarette, and she was smiling. Next to her lay a young man, barely alive, fighting for his breath. Within hours, her photo went viral across the globe. But instead of facing universal condemnation, the internet did something deeply disturbing. They fell in love with her. They called her the real-life Yandere. This is the chilling story of Yuka Takaoka, a story of toxic obsession, the dark underbelly of Tokyo's nightlife, and how a brutal crime was turned into an internet meme. The dark world of host clubs. To understand why Yuka Takaoka did what she did, we have to look into a very specific subculture of Japan, the host clubs. For those unfamiliar, a host club is a place where lonely women pay large sums of money to spend time with attractive men. These men, known as hosts, are masters of flirtation. They sell a fantasy. They make their clients feel loved, special, and desired. But this fantasy comes with a heavy price tag. In these clubs, everything revolves around money. The hosts compete with each other to see who can get their clients to buy the most expensive champagne towers. The top earner is crowned the #1 host of the club. It's a psychological trap. Young women often work multiple jobs or get dragged into debt just to keep their favorite host at the top of the leaderboard. And it was into this exact trap that 21-year-old Yuka Takaoka fell. On the night of May 23, 2019, the tension inside the Shinjuku apartment finally reached a breaking point. Yuka looked through Luna's phone and found exactly what she feared. Photos of him with other women. To a normal person, this was a reason to break up. But to Yuka, whose mind was completely consumed by dark anime fantasies, there was only one solution. She decided that if they couldn't be together in life, they would be together in death. She waited. She waited until Luna was fast asleep, completely defenseless. Then, she walked into the kitchen and grabbed a large knife. Yuka returned to the bedroom, stood over the sleeping man, and plunged the knife deep into his abdomen. Luna woke up in absolute agony, choking on his own blood, fighting for his life. He managed to push Yuka away and stumbled out of the apartment, running into the elevator, leaving a trail of blood behind him. He collapsed in the building's lobby. Yuka followed him down, but she didn't try to escape, and she didn't try to save him. Instead, she sat down on the cold floor, covered in his blood. She pulled out a cigarette, lit it, and waited for the police. When the officers burst into the lobby, they found her looking directly at them, with a chilling, psychotic smile. What happened next shocked the world even more than the crime itself. As Yuka Takaoka was led away by the police, photos of her covered in blood and smiling went viral on the internet. Instead of horror, the internet responded with fascination. Fan art of Yuka flooded social media. People created anime edits of her, romanticizing her actions and calling her the world's cutest killer. Meanwhile, Phoenix Luna lay in a hospital bed. He spent days in a coma, his liver badly damaged, but miraculously, he survived. In December 2019, Yuka stood trial. She was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison, a surprisingly light sentence, mostly because Luna himself forgave her. He claimed that her obsession was partly fueled by the toxic environment of the host club, and he didn't want her to ruin her life. But the story doesn't end there. After recovering, Luna embraced his dark internet fame. He changed his host name to Phoenix, symbolizing rising from the ashes, and used the scandal to become an incredibly successful influencer and businessman. And what about Yuka? She was released from prison. Today, she has completely rebranded herself. She is active on social media, does anime cosplay, and even streams video games to thousands of followers. The girl who almost committed a murder out of anime-like obsession is now living the life of a modern internet idol. proving that sometimes reality is far stranger than fiction. What do you think about Yuka's sentence? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more dark internet mysteries.